I am a spiritual pirate. A spiritual pirate is a spiritual practitioner who rejects the totalitarianism of organized religion. A spiritual pirate is a person of faith and imagination with an ardent belief in spiritual freedom and truth. Spiritual pirates focus on freedom from religious dogma and indoctrination, and the truth that the arc of the moral universe, though long, bends towards justice. The spiritual pirate understands that there are many paths towards the freedom of spiritual enlightenment, and no one religious belief can hold the moral monopoly on what is the way outside of embodying the spirit of Christ consciousness. And that goes in all matters of morality, ethics, values, and of course, justice and spirituality. For without faith, there is no justice, and without justice, there is no peace. This is what carves of spiritual pirates, moral philosophy, and spiritual theology within my life. I believe that religious indoctrination is unethical because it leads to the brainwashed and dogmatized patronism of religious organizations that also moves into spiritual and religious psychosis. The problem isn't following a faith practice. What makes a spiritual pirate so distinct from a religious follower is that the spiritual pirate recognizes that there is a very thin veil between spiritual enlightenment and spiritual psychosis, between religious following and religious dogma leading into religious psychosis. What that psychosis ends up perpetuating is the self victimizing belief of an external savior and God only, relying solely on the dogmatic power of the religious and spiritual leaders, which are typically men who have silenced the voices, the messages, and the ministry of women in the spirit who embody Christ consciousness, but also that deny your ability to build the spirit and the God within you. And so the spiritual pirate actually believes in the importance of cultivating my relationship with the God within. Once I do that, I am awakened spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I am awakened to the power that is vested in me to enact change for a world that I actually want to live in, that I actually want to see, to embody the Christ consciousness that is within me, that is within all of us, regardless of what a person's religious belief or faith is. And that's important to me because when we're talking about imagination and liberation, and when we're talking about spiritual enlightenment, we are talking about a path that only the person that is on this journey can pave. And that's why I love the story of One Piece because it reminds us that everyone's lore, everyone's future story is a romance waiting to be both lived and told. So, if you're a spiritual pirate, if any of this about spiritual piracy and being a spiritual pirate resonates with you in any way, let me know so you can join my crew and we can keep talking about all of the ways in which I'm not gonna lie. One Piece is a sacred text of spirituality, growth, and freedom from oppression and into your personal and political liberation. Let me know in the comments what you think.